Hey YouTube. Alright, today I wanted to go over the pluses and minuses of working from home. I have my little notes down here, so you'll see me looking down a few times. Now, I decided to work from home my first year being in the real estate business, and there are a few things that I really loved about it and some things that I kind of struggled with. So I hope that this kind of helps you decide if you should get some office space or not. So I'm going to start with the positive side of being working from home. The first would be having that free office space in your house or your kitchen or what have you. Having that office space, you won't have to be paying a fee, whereas it really depends on your brokerage, excuse me. Some can be like $60 a month for a small little cubicle, all the way up to a couple $100s a month for a big office space. It really depends on your office as well. So not having to shell out that extra couple $100s a month can really help you in your business to be able to move that money into something that will be income producing for you. My second, for me, it saved a lot of time working from home because I work out in the morning before I work, so I'm just moving from one room of my house to another room of my house. And so instead of having that commute and having to drive, it really helped me save a lot of time and get more things done in the morning. Another positive for me, or I guess I'll kind of say, for me personally, the office can be distracting to me whenever I go in there. I've tried working in the cubicles a few times and open office space, and the conversations that would go on around me really distract me. I can hear one little thing and I'm already off of my game. I lose focus easily. So for me personally, if I don't have an actual office space that I can close the door, then it's not worth me going into the office because I'm that easily distracted. And when you're out in the open, people will come by and just strike up a conversation, and I want to work. So holding myself up in my own house actually helps me stay more productive. Another positive, it could be a positive or a negative, depending on how you see this one, because I also put this on the negative side. Being at home, you can actually take care of a lot of house things and house chores while working at the same time if you're a good multitasker, and I'll get into the negative side of that in a second. So another positive, I didn't mention before, actually, if you are working out of your home, whether it be in your kitchen or a bedroom, it's actually tax deductible. So that square footage that you're working in, even if it's half your kitchen, it's tax deductible. It's positive. Okay, another one, when you're working from home, this is your space, so you can do anything and everything that you want to it, whereas you might have restrictions if you're in an office setting. I'm not really sure. That's going to be brokerage by brokerage. This is something I don't recommend at all. I know that a lot of people think this is a positive, but working from home, you can be in your pajamas with no makeup and looking like a fool. However, I personally don't recommend that because you want to, especially when you're making cold calls, you want to be on your game. And my cell phone died. Okay, so where was I? Oh yes, I don't condone being in your pajamas and working from home. I don't. Because you need to be on your A game. You need to wake up early, show up, dress up, work hard. I just made that up. Okay, next. So the negatives of working from home. For me, doing house chores while working is very distracting. When you are working, you should just be working. Now, sometimes I feel like I can get away with it if I'm doing laundry or something that I'm just gonna put and go and done, or I'll do the dishes real quick right before I get started prospecting on the phone. But I do not believe that you should stop prospecting and go clean something, because then you're going to get distracted and you're not going to want to get back on the phone. So that's where you're going to go wrong. Another negative, you can easily talk yourself out of doing the hardest things that you should be doing because you're at home. So you're going to find some projects, something to clean, something to do. I know I sound ridiculous, like some cleaning freak right now. I swear I'm not. I am, but I'm not. Okay. Also, working from home kind of gets boring. I talk to my dog sometimes, so yeah. Okay. Another negative, and this one I think is the biggest thing for me, why I do want to get office space now. Being out of the office, you lose the office energy. And what I mean by that is when you're in an office space, you automatically become energized with the hustle and bustle of the office space. You're going to hear people making calls, you're going to hear people doing transactions, and you're going to get excited and you're going to think, okay, I want that. And that's what helped me when I would go to the office if nobody else was distracting me and if I could make calls or whatever. That did help me. Having that office energy is extremely helpful, especially if you personally find it hard to bring yourself into doing something like making a cold call or calling that one person that you're afraid to call. That motivation really will help you being in that energized state. Another negative, let's see. Oh yes, you are less likely to follow a schedule. I personally believe that if you are going to work from home, you have to be one of the most disciplined people. You really do. Or you have to work extremely hard on making yourself a disciplined person. It doesn't have to do with me not wanting that goal so much. It really just has to do with me being disciplined enough to follow the schedule I know I should be following. Some people, if they have a written out schedule, they'll say, okay, I'm going to remove this time, and if you remove it, you must replace. So if you do have a written out schedule, or if you have, I use Google Calendar, so you can easily move whatever event you have. For me, what I have learned that works best for me in my business is I'm going to follow that schedule as best as I can, and I mean to a T. And you will find that when you do that, you'll be much more successful. And I really feel like your first year in the business, although office space can be a little expensive, and if you do decide to work from home, I think it's really the best thing for you to do is to go into the office at least a few times out of the week, just to hear people on the phone making phone calls and listen to the scripts that they're using and how they handle objections. Also, being in tune and going to team meetings will really help you to stay involved, because the actual the dropout rate for real estate alone is so high. In your first year alone, 80% of people drop out of real estate. And I really think that that's because there's a lack of skill that they fail to develop, and there's a lack of being involved. And I think that the more involved that you're going to be within your first year, the more likely that you're going to be able to stay in the business. So I hope that this video helps out a little bit. And it really wasn't just real estate related. I wanted to make this a little bit more generalized. I just know from a real estate background, this is what I have found. So if you like this video, thumbs up, subscribe, and if you have any other questions about anything, feel free to reach out to me and I'll get those answered for y'all. See y'all next time.